Okay, so what we're going to do is move into our Edie Hunt Inspiration Award. And this is an annual award. It was named after our very first board chair, Edie Hunt. She was instrumental in getting Forte started. She was just unwavering in her support. She was extremely passionate about the issue of advancing women. She was a head of human capital management at Goldman Sachs, a real mentor to me. And so I'm thrilled that we were able to have this award in her honor. Before I announce and introduce the winner, I do want to say that I'd like to recognize our 5 finalists because they all did exceptional work while they were in business school. And it's one of the things that we know inspires you is to see the work of other MBA women that have gone before you, and we want to share their stories. So first off, Caitlin Gillespie at Cornell Johnson School of Business. Jessica Schlater at USC Marshall School of Business. And we have 3 of the finalists who are actually in the audience today, so I'm separating them out. Haley Alexander, who's at University of Notre Dame Mendoza College of Business. If you could stand. Yes, excellent. Thank you, Haley. Bayless Beard at USC Marshall School of Business. Bayless. And Charlotte Burnett at UNC Kenan Flagler Business School. Congrats to all of you. We were extremely impressed with all of your accomplishments. You've done so much, and it's really just inspirational to see everything that you've accomplished. So I would now like to announce our Edie Hunt Award winner for 2019. Her name is Charlotte Burnett. She goes by Charlie. I'm going to do a little intro here, but she goes by Charlie, and she's an MBA graduate, obviously, at Kenan Flagler. She was the president of Carolina Women in Business, and they really were working to foster a culture of respect and increase female leadership throughout the MBA program in the school, and also develop a really strong male ally program. She's been a leader across campus and a mentor to undergraduate women, something that many of you can think about as you go on to your MBA campuses. And I'd like to give you a quote from her application. One of the people that was submitted a recommendation for her said, "Through her compassionate and approachable leadership style, her hard work, and her focus on always making a place better than when she found it, Charlie Burnett has served as an inspiration and role model for women." Her summer internship was with JP Morgan, where she'll be starting full-time in the coming months. So please welcome Charlie Burnett. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today.
Thank you so much. The people are what make Forte such a great organization. And thank you to the incredible team who made this conference possible, and most importantly, for your investment in women. I'm so honored to be here today and receive the Edie Hunt Inspiration Award. But before I started, I thought it was only fitting that I share with you my power word, but it's actually a power phrase, and it's own it. And I think it'll make a little sense after my story. So to start, I want to share with you a story of a classmate that I personally was inspired by. Her name is Angela Gershuvili, and if you read Angela's resume, a few things are clear. She's incredibly smart, graduating with her master's in financial mathematics. She worked for over 10 years in equity and derivatives trading for an investment bank, and she can speak 4 languages. I, on the other hand, can only speak 1. Always eager to network, I decided to ask Angela to lunch one day. In the hour lunch crammed between our packed course schedule, I learned there was even more to Angela than was on her resume. For starters, she was already a mother of 1 with another on the way. Angela's path to business school was unconventional. She grew up in the Republic of Georgia and lived through the Georgian Civil War, where she was displaced and lived in a refugee camp from the age of 11 to 13. Despite that, Angela scored the highest on university entrance exams and was awarded a scholarship to university. Angela remained unwavering on her path, and it's not surprising that she went into labor during our accounting final exam, where she finished the exam and then drove to the hospital to deliver her beautiful baby boy. I realized that Angela did something I could learn from. She embraced what made her unique. During this serendipitous moment over lunch, I realized that her story was so compelling because she owned it. But she owned it not just because of what she did, but rather how she embodied her story and her willingness to get uncomfortable, try new things, bring fresh perspectives, and stand out. It taught me the importance to own my own story, which meant leveraging my unconventional background as the second oldest of 9 kids, an Army veteran, an Army paratrooper, and now an MBA graduate who's pursuing a career in finance. Today is not about me. It is about each one of you. Each of you have an incredible story to tell. Each of you have experiences that are meaningful and life-changing. Each of you has competence, drive, and what it takes to contribute in a significant way. Someday, you will have the opportunity to share your story, and your story is important. There are women who will be forever changed because you shared something that connects with them. And ultimately, it comes back to embodying the words of Michelle Obama. Even when it's more real than you want it to be, your story is what you have, what you will always have. It is something you own. So similar to Angela, myself, and several of my peers, many of us agreed on 2 guiding principles to owning your story, which I will share with you today. First, get uncomfortable and try something new. You have probably heard it already, MBAs overcommit, myself among them. When speaking to several of my female counterparts, we noticed a common trend. We got involved, rolled up our sleeves, and contributed to our community. However, many of us stuck to areas in which we already had competencies, and we were missing meaningful opportunities to grow. At UNC, Carolina Women in Business conducted a study of club leadership, and we found that female club leadership was underrepresented in clubs in traditionally male-dominated industries: investment banking, private equity, real estate, and corporate finance, for example. More interestingly, their respective boards also lack diversity compared to the clubs with female leadership. This finding represents a larger microcosm of society. Women remain underrepresented in male-dominated industries. In a recent study, it was found that only 12% of global CFO roles are filled by women. As women MBAs and Forte members, I challenge you to run for student body president, to be club leaders, to explore new industries, to do case competitions, to lead your study teams, and most importantly, to get uncomfortable. Use your next 2 years by being willing to dive into areas that you might not have prior experience, and you will find that you will undoubtedly grow more than you can ever imagine. With that, remember, growth and comfort do not coexist. And as important as it is to get uncomfortable, Meryl Streep said it best with, "What makes you different or weird, that's your strength." Diversity is your strength. Bring it. Nowhere is the diversity of thought more important than in business. When I started my MBA journey, I never thought my gender would play an important role, especially since women in MBA programs are 3 times more represented than women in the Army. Much to my surprise, I realized that certain aspects in the Army, such as wearing a uniform, equal pay, and even a formal rank structure, made my experience with regards to gender less significant compared to the nuanced world of business. When someone shook my hand in business school, instead of seeing an Army captain, they saw a woman. I realized that woven into the challenges of my gender, there were opportunities for me to leverage my experiences and strengths. And for me, this meant applying my leadership experience in the Army to lead Carolina Women in Business. When you're on a study team or in a case competition, and often one of a few women, seek opportunities to provide a different viewpoint. Your perspective is needed and important. For example, with a significant minority of venture capitalists being women, what opportunities are being missed to make a meaningful difference in the world because they lack diversity on their investment teams? It is more important than ever that we celebrate what makes you unique, whether it's how you approach a problem, a unique perspective, or an intense passion. In fact, economists have found that teams that operate in parity are more creative and productive. The effects of diversity on the startup world are undeniable, where women-founded companies outperform companies founded by men by 63%. I highlight these facts not to make the argument that women are better than their male counterparts, but rather to demonstrate that you are an integral part of this equation. Every single one of you has a unique story. Know your strengths and vigorously seek opportunities to apply them. So, there will be times throughout business school when you will question, should I be here? The answer is simple, yes. Business needs more perspective, people questioning the status quo, and most importantly, people who are willing to use business to make a positive impact. What makes you different or weird is your strength. So don't conform. Celebrate how you are different and never stop being uncomfortable. Congratulations on beginning your journey. I can't wait to see how you own your story in the next 2 years.